In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the switch statement in C++. So there is a switch statement in C++, and what it does is actually it's kind of like an if statement, and there are some programming languages that have a switch statement. Not all do. Okay, so if you were to say if and you have a condition and you have another elif and you have a condition, and assume you have another elif and you have a condition, so based on this it's a similar principle in a switch statement. Alright, so the switch statement will just execute the block of code that satisfies a certain case. Okay, so let's just go ahead and actually start coding. So firstly I'm going to make a variable and I'm going to call it x. Okay, and I'm going to call x, I'm going to initialize x to 9, and I'm going to have a switch statement, and the switch statement looks like this. Alright, now in switch you pass in the variable, right, that you want to check. Right, and unlike in an if statement you could also put a number in here, but in a switch statement you have to put a variable. Alright, that's one of the main differences. Then you have a case. Right, a case would be like case 1. Okay, then the block of code. I'm gonna say cout 1. Alright, now just let me end L as well, so end L. Right, now similarly, what this does is that the switch statement executes the block of code which meets the criteria. So in this case it's gonna see if x, right, is equal to 1, and if x is 1 it's gonna say cout 1. So I'm gonna go up until 5, not 9. Alright, I'm gonna copy and paste this until 5, right, 5 times. Now I'm gonna have a case for each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we have 2. Next we have 3, 4, we have 5. Sorry, 5. Alright, now at the end of every switch statement you have a default. Alright, a default is assuming that the case doesn't work. Alright, if none of the cases are obeyed, then the default will run. So cout maybe invalid, or not 1, 2, 5. Alright, and also one thing I forgot to say is that every case statement has a break statement. Right, now what the break does is that the break it just breaks out. Right, so assume that C1 is actually true. Right, actually we make this 1. Now it's gonna come into case and it's gonna check if x is 1, right, and if it is 1 it's gonna see out, and then if we didn't specify the break statement then it's gonna execute the other cases as well until it sees a break statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a break statement everywhere in each case. Alright, and in case 5, and in default you can put a break and you don't actually need one. Okay, it wouldn't be wrong, so you don't actually need one, and that's it. So let's just run this and have a look if it works. So it's busy compiling, and let's check if it actually prints out 1 for us. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove the break statements and then see what happens. It's taking a while. Processing. Okay, while it's busy at that, I'm going to once this works and I showed you how it works, then I'm gonna remove the break statements and I'm gonna show you how we can have actually multiple commands run if we don't have a break statement. And I'm also going to show you if you can, when you just have case 1 2 3 4, if you have multiple cases but you want to execute one code. And we have it compiled, so you can see it has one. Now before I actually remove the break statements, or let me just actually go ahead and remove them. Maybe remove 1 and remove 2. So now what's going to happen is x is actually equal to 1, but let's see without the break statement what's going to happen. So if I run this now, then you can see it goes 1 2 3. So what happened is that it checked that this case is actually true, so it's going to go into it, it's going to print out 1, and then it's going to see that there's no break, so it's going to go into case 2, and it's going to print out 2, and then it's going to go into case 3, go print out 3, and then it's going to see, okay, there's a break there, so we're going to break out of the switch statement. Alright, that's what break just does. Now assume that I make x equal to 5, and of course it's going to print out 5, right? But assume I have a 6. Alright, you can see not 1 to 5, so that's the default. Okay, the default block of code. Alright, that's what it executes. So that's really interesting. Alright, 1 2 3 4 and default. Another thing I wanted to show you is if you actually remove remove all of this. Alright, now even if the case is 1 2 or 3, it's going to execute 3. So I can show you by just typing that 2 in there. It's going to show that it's actually 3. So it's busy processing the source file. We're waiting for it to compile, and you can see it prints out 3. That's awesome. And you can't have a condition in this, alright? So you cannot have a like that, if x is greater than 3, you can't. That's going to give you an error. That's not the switch statement. Alright, the other thing is that with the switch statement, switch statement is that instead of having an int, you can also put a char, meaning a character. You can also use a character, alright, like a. Then you would have is equal to a, is equal to b, is equal to c, etc. So that's really interesting.